our longtime partner, Batuki Music Society, guitarist and singer Alpha Yaya Diallo, originally from Guinea-Conakry in West Africa, will introduce us to his own compositions, and you will see to his supple, beautifully modulated voice. Winner of 3 Juno Awards, he is now one of the leading African musicians on the Canadian musical scene. I would also like to thank our sponsor for the 2023-2024 cultural season, BMO, Power Corporation of Canada, and Canadian Heritage. Without them and their unwavering and continued support, we will not be able to offer you this program, the cultural season, and also the price of the tickets that you want for tonight. So, yes, you can enjoy that. I wish you a wonderful evening. Je vous souhaite une merveilleuse soirée et je passe la parole à my partner in crime, Nadine.
Merci beaucoup. Before we go, we just want to do our land acknowledgement, and I'll let Matthias take that away. And for a very special treat, we have one of the great guitar players, composers, and singers, Alpha Yaya Diallo. He's here from Vancouver, and all his musicians are based in Montreal. I'll tell you who they are next. But I want to say something about Alpha. He's not just an amazing musician that I've worked with over the years. He's also a very close friend of mine, like a brother. And I'm very pleased and proud to have him here. He hasn't been in Toronto since 5 years ago, and he was here for our festival. Alpha isn't just somebody on a guitar. He really is something special, and I know that you're going to love what you hear tonight. He's joined tonight by Toma on drums. He's also joined by Abubakar on keyboards, and also Aristide on bass. And we have a special guest also. We've got Mabinti Silla from Guinea-Conakry, and many of you may know her from the Okavango Juno group. She's going to be interpreting some dance tonight. So I just want to say, without any further ado, I want to bring on stage Alpha Yaya Diallo. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you again for coming. Alpha Diallo. This one is called Set V, produced by CBC while ago at African Guitar Summit.
Tonight we have an amazing artist here at Alliance Française. We have Alpha Yaya Diallo. He's a 3-time Juno winner. He also has been nominated many times. He's one of the best guitar players. He's also a composer and a singer. He's based in Vancouver, but he's originally from Conakry, Guinea, in West Africa. Alpha is an amazing guitar player also. He's joined tonight by a band. He's got Abubakar on keyboards, he's got Toma on drums, and Aristide on bass, with Mabinti Silla. And she's the dancer there tonight. So it's a wonderful evening. The place is packed. Alpha has not been here in Toronto for about 5 years. I had him at Habari Africa Festival 5 years ago in Toronto. So he came here just for tonight. He's playing one night in Toronto. He just got back from Yellowknife up in the Yukon. And he's also has toured all over the world.
Thank you, Nadine. And this show was for Black History Month, and his music contributes to, the sharing African heritage and music to the rest of the world.
Absolutely, and we could also say that a lot of his themes in his music, he speaks about a lot of issues, not just things going on in Africa today, but he's also speaking of the past. There is much history that's being related through his music, and he does speak a few languages from West Africa. But one thing that he's also concerned with in his music, he speaks about modern issues also, things like the environment, women's rights, and a lot of political, rights for people in Africa and also around the world. And he has released many CDs. You can find them online. He has a great website, alphayayajallo.com. And yeah, so he does speak a lot about Black history and about things that are important to him as an African, but also important for young generation, sharing the culture intergenerational from father to son to daughter and from the grandfather. So his father was a doctor, his mother was not, she was basically a good mother and a homemaker. And Alpha has a very interesting story. There's also a movie that was done about him going home to Guinea a few years ago. And he also has been recorded many times by CBC, the national radio.
Yes, I really, really enjoyed the show, and it was amazing. And እንግዲህ የምትመለከቱት የኢትዮ ፊደል ዩቱብ ቻነል ተከታታዮቼ እዚህ ዛሬ ኢንተርቪው ያደረግኳት ናዲን ማክነልቲ ትባላለች። የባቱኪ ሚውዚክ ሶሳይቲ አርቲስቲክ ዳይሬክተር ነች። በርካታ የአፍሪካን ሙዚቃ እንግዲህ ተጫዋቾችን እንደዚህ ፕሮሞት ታደርጋለች። በተለይ ለአፍሪካን ባህል የአፍሪካን ቅርሳ ቅርሶች ሁሉን ነገር ፕሮሞት በማድረግ በጣም ትታወቃለች። ሀባሪ ሚውዚክ ፌስቲቫል የተባለ ዝግጅት አላት። ጁላይ ኦር ጁን ኦገስት በሰመሩ ወቅት ነው የምታደርገው እና ናዲን በእውነት ለኢትዮጵያ ሙዚቃ የተለያዩ የኢትዮጵያ ሙዚቀኞችንም ፕሮሞት አድርጋል። So I was just saying that you have been promoting Ethiopian and African music in Toronto and elsewhere in Canada, and that has been really a great contribution from the Batuki Music Society. And I just want you to say something about Ethiopian music or anything.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you because you've also been a big supporter of not just Ethiopian music but also African music here in Canada. I love Ethiopian music. I've worked with many Ethiopian artists. I've been in Ethiopia many times. I've been in many places throughout your country, from the north to the south, and also over in places like Harar and Deradawa and the Omo Valley. I've been in Gondar. I've been in Lalibela. I truly love the country, and the Ethiopian people are wonderful, and the music is unique. There is no music like this, with all your pentatonic tunings and all your special tunings, which are not heard anywhere in Africa. And it's exciting for me because I work with many of the Ethiopian musicians. It's truly a pleasure to work with them and also to see the type of art and talent that they have. Not just music, but also visual artists, playwrights, theater. And I do have some news coming out soon. We do have a play, a musical theater coming up in June, and there will be a couple of Ethiopians featured in it, as well as people from all across the continent of Africa that are based in Canada. Some of the musicians that have contributed greatly, not just back home in Ethiopia, they've also contributed to the musical landscape here in Canada. For that, I'm very grateful, and I want to work with more and more.
Thank you, Nadine, and thank you for the show tonight. And we hope to see you back in the near future,
Thank you
in
so
another
much.
show.
Thank you, John.
Thank you from Ethio Fidel to you. Thank you.